Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome. We've made it to number 77 and a map that I remember well. Mostly because it's a recent one and we've seen it actually very recently because it was a finalist and a winner in the Map of the Year Series 2022. The winner in the real life location category. This map is splendid, it really is. Now, there's an argument that it's only a quarter of a map, and I understand that argument. I'll talk about why that's an argument, but even with it only being a quarter of a map, it's blinking marvellous, my friends. It's brilliant through and through. So, as voted by you, with an 87% approval rating, the only map with exactly 87% stands alone, no count back required. This is Dubrovnik by Uncle Ron. Dubrovnik, of course, we are off to the Balkans. Croatia, isn't it? Croatia. I haven't written down Croatia, but I'm sure this is Croatia and not any of the other former Yugoslav states. Anyway. Made by Uncle Ron for Raccoon. Now, Raccoon, an amazing creator. If you've not checked their workshop, you will find a wealth of content over there. And so to be asked to make a map for Raccoon, that's privilege. That is real privilege. Anyway, Dubrovnik, it requires 56 items off of the workshop, including the modern version, the Tree Anarchy. We're not using Unlimited Tree mod this time round. It's got a theme mix. The theme mix is called Dalmatian Coast. It's a mixture of the Project Monaco, Clara and Stray Cats Territory Rocky Shore themes. And we're also using the Nemesis a lot as well. The map was uploaded to the workshop in March of 2022, just over a year ago. It currently has 2,707 subscribers. 282 of those have made it a favourite. It's got a 4-star rating on Steam with 114 people who have rated. I reviewed this in episode 1466 of What Map, link of course is in the description, and I gave this 5 stars for aesthetics, 5 stars for detail, and 4 for gameplay potential. So, what does 87% of a quarter of a map get you? Well, I'm going to say that the quarter of the map is kind of this slice here. Okay, now, to be fair, it's all map. And this area over here is land and it's buildable. I'm not going to argue against that it's buildable. But I'll tell you what, we'll start up the top here and have a little look at this area. Then we'll come down the route that I took for the What Map review and follow down the coast along this way here. Start square is down here, so we'll work our way down to the start square. And then we'll have a look at this expansive piece of blue territory, which you won't be doing any building with, I would suggest. There's some amazing detail. I gave this 5 stars for detail, and quite rightly so. But let's start off by going off to, I mean, it's about half of the map where you're going to say, how could you give this a Map of the Year award? The award for the real life location. I mean, I don't have the same categories every year. A lot depends on what's available, what's being released each year. And real life location maps generally don't tend to be that good. Now, there are exceptions, there are some exceptionals, but in terms of if you compare real life location maps with, say, fantasy maps, there are a lot more interesting and high quality fantasy maps than there are real life location maps. There are a lot more quality and quantity of coastal, just regular coastal maps, just general maps. They tend to be much more prolific, and the qualities are higher than trying to recreate a location. I think part of the problem of that is you're trying to do the location justice and have a reasonable degree of accuracy, and also make it look and work right in a Cities Skylines build. Well, that is as easy as it sounds. It really isn't. And Uncle Ron has done a great task here. Although, like I say, this part of the map over here, as promised, is going to be a little bit underwhelming. I mean, look at this. How is this a map of the year? Well, it's about the coastal build, and it's about what goes on down along the coast. You could do building up this way. You can. There's space. There's buildable slots. You can do that. But if we head on up and over, we just follow the coast along, this map comes alive. We'll ignore the edge of map shenanigans there. So we're running with a national road along here, and just look at this already. Already look at this going, oh man, oh man. There's a lot of traffic there. There really is. Mind you, I've only been running the simulation for a matter of moments, so it hasn't had time to sort itself out. Any early stuck traffic is going to be a little bit stuck for a while. I certainly don't remember anywhere near this amount of traffic when I load up the map for the review. So we'll just say it's probably me just not letting the map settle down before I do the flyover. But look how glorious the map feels from this angle. And we have some exquisite detail feature areas as well. So while it feels and looks right from this height, coming along the routes that you're gonna actually want to look at the map, we're gonna have a few little treats along the way. And I'm gonna stop and we'll have a look at as many of them as I can. Have I got hide it settings tweaked to hide ruining? I might have a look at that. So I'm not going to do it right now. Trust me that it's... I don't know, I don't mind it. I don't mind the ruining on these areas. It's a dry area, remember. We're down at the Med, sort of. What was it? Is it the... Are we at the... Is it the Aegean at this point? It's not the Aegean, is it? Anyway, long story short, we're in a... It's a temperate part of the world. But it is dry and it is dusty as well. I mean, we're only over the water from there. We're only over that water. Next stop that way, Africa, right? Okay, it's a bit of a swim. It's a bit like when I go down to the coast from not too far from where I am. Next stop, France. I mean, it's a bit of a swim, but next stop would be France. Oh man. More than a bit of a swim. Yeah, people do swim the English Channel, just not at the part that I'm nearby. It's a bit too wide. Anyway, little feature areas. We have a beach. We are using the animated waves. Look at that. That's been done so nicely. So nicely. The beach looks great. We've even got a few feature deck chairs down here ready for the tourists to come and get their skin all red raw and get their skin cancer. Not something to be laughed about really, but let's laugh about it. People sitting on the beach with barely any clothes on while all the locals are running around wearing like long sleeve shirts because they have got the brains. They live there all year round. They know, not a good idea. So they keep a long sleeve on, especially in the middle of the heat, middle of the day. If you're going out, we'll stay inside. There's a bit of air conditioning. Ooh, under the shade of a tree. Plenty of trees on this map as well. Yeah, tree anarchy required for this one. But yes, it's right lovely. Right lovely. Right, we're heading down to another little feature area down here as well. I can see the little boat bobbing in the harbour. A few of you might say, oh, it's not really necessary. I agree, but also I put a little boat in Bonbon Island. In fact, I think I've got two. It's the same one. I've used it multiple times. Yeah, so sometimes just something like this can inspire you into looking at an area going, oh, yes, that would be perfect for Little Harbour. Yeah, you can bulldoze it. Yeah, you can just get rid of it and do your own thing. But look at that, as natural harbours go. So nice. Traffic just loops around because we don't have a big old bridge. Not everybody loves a big old bridge. Oh dear. And then if we head over this way, we've got a few little I think it's got to be vineyards or associating as vineyards. Do you associate as being a vineyard? Oh dear. What did the grape say when the elephant stood on him? Yeah, I know. All the old jokes are the old jokes, aren't they? Oh, in case you're wanting the punchline, you don't know. It's nothing. He just gave out a little wine. Which is actually scientifically wrong. Gave out a little grape juice. Which several weeks later fermented into wine. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it if you explain the joke correctly. But anyway. This is great. I'm just loving this return to this map. Let's say the traffic's been a little bit. The thing is, right? We can look and laugh about, oh, look at how slow the traffic is. Remember, first of all, I haven't given the map time to settle down. Secondly, this is probably very realistic for Dubrovnik. I'm guessing these national roads do clog up in real life. So, I mean, true realism. Uncle Ron, you get points for that. And also, please note the safety rail. It's very easy to go unmentioned, isn't it? Very easy to go unmentioned. Well, you don't want to be plummeting off of the edge of here. Not really. That's not one that you get out the car from very often. If you go over the edge. Let's just not talk about that. Right, so we're still following the road bouncing around all the natural curves and the curvature. Oh, yes, we had rocking and holing as well. Rocking and holing. One for the BonBonBingo players. Link is in the description, of course. Of course it is. Oh, yes. So the barriers are being put into place there, I imagine. It can only be what that is meant to signify. And we're still following the coast along. It's such a beautiful precision beauty of a coast. Then, everybody loves it. That's what they do. That's also one for the BonBonBingo players. Link is in the description. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Yeah. It's really nicely done, actually. We have the... I can't call it a fjord, because it's not really fjord country. But it's the same thing. It's an inlet. Plenty of room up here if you want to expand the city up into the valley. Very neat indeed. And then if we scoot back down this way, I still don't think we've made it to the start square. Pretty sure this is just area to build from the start square. Or is this? No, the start square's along here, isn't it? All the way along here. I'm pretty sure this little peninsula down here, I will check in a moment. I'm pretty sure this is... There's a clue to it, I feel. How the tree line continues along there. Well, I'm pretty sure this is the start square. I will have a look in a moment. But yes, we've got it's a castle down there. Very nicely done. In fact, I really like that. I really like that. And we'll see another one that I like in a minute. Yeah, that's the start square. Let me just do that. There we go. There it is. Okay, let's have a little look at this little harbour as well while we're down in this neck of the woods. With this little rocky outcrop. Nice. Nicely done little harbour area with the floating platforms as well. Cannot argue against that. And then, was there not? I think there was a little island over here as well. Not this island. I'm pretty sure there was another little island that we're going to find in a minute. It's another castle. Look at the little shape on this one. The curves. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. Little farming going on here as well. Another little harbour going on the right there. And another little tourism beach tucked down here. Look how so gorgeous this is. So gorgeous. Right, so that wasn't the island. Was there an island? I'm sure there was an island. Oh, it was this over here. Sorry, I've been distracted. So over here we have another rocking and holding down here on the left. Oh, sorry, I bounced. My bad. Left my finger on the control button there. Anyway, if we head down here, we have obviously another big pre-cut harbour area there. And then plenty of buildable space down here as well. It's not lacking for space. It feels like it's lacking for space, but we have all of this area here. We have up into the bay there. We have this zone here where there's room to access. Yes, you can build up into the hills if you want to push inland. I'm saying that you won't, but you can. Just because I say you won't doesn't mean that you can't. Then we have this island down here, another very dry, dusty looking island. And again, one I totally associate as somebody who used to live in Cyprus. I look at this biome and go, yeah, that feels very med. That feels very off the beaten path Mediterranean. And as we head over this way, well, I used to live in Cyprus. For a short spell of my childhood, I used to live in Cyprus. A few months. It wasn't a major part of my childhood, but I was there long enough. 8 months? Yeah, it was about 8 months in Cyprus. And this is the thing that I remember that could easily go amiss. That is not the essential lighthouse, but a lighthouse which is essential. And I'm really loving what's been done with the pillars here, giving us somewhere to moor up our boat, be able to take the steps up and in. That is very, very nice work. Good. It's a good job, full stop, isn't it? That is a beautiful... Oh, sorry. The other thing, I did promise you we'd have a look at... Oh, there was this island over here. We won't feature too much on this one again. Just feels more like backdrop to me. There is room to build on here if you want, but it is backdrop for a little bit of more harbour and beach detailing as well. And yes, we have all of the water leading us across to Africa. If I park that like that, there you go. Africa's over there. So my point was, it's a quarter of a map because everything is very much featured in that long rectangle there. Anything beyond that is just either backdrop or filler, but sometimes that's all what the game gives you, or map will give you. Now, where am I going to settle the camera? I'm going to settle that down to here by the lighthouse, because it's quite a pretty view from here. We'll do that. So there we are. Dubrovnik by Uncle Ron, with an 87% approval rating, the 77th best map of all time as voted by you. It's a beauty as real life location maps go, and the beauty as any sort of map goes. Anyway, I'll have a look at my hide it settings. You can take the rest of the day off. I will see you again tomorrow with the 76th best map of all time, and I can promise you it will be another beauty. I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome. These have been the BonBon Buddies on Patreon, and of course there's more on YouTube membership. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.